a Big Ten and National Player of the Year in Evan Turner, making his first appearance with us here on the Tip-Off Show. Trading in the jersey for the jacket.
Yes, and they have to keep moving the ball around. The first half, they had 18 assists. Right now, they only have 20 assists. They picked up the turnover rate, and they only made 1 3. Yes, kudos to Fletcher, especially when you're thinking about from his freshman year to now, he has to take that sophomore leap. And I think Zach Edey and Matt Painter really need that for the offense, along with Braden Smith stepping up. And tonight was a big, big win, and I think this should be a lot for his confidence moving forward.
Second half wasn't picture perfect, Evan, but this was a nice win for Minnesota and nice offensive flow, especially in the first 20.
Yes, nonetheless, you see in the first half, they had 15 assists on 18 buckets. You had tons of balanced scoring, a lot of guys with 8 points, 6 points. And one thing you just want to see, everything they did in the first half, much like with Missouri, you just want to see that keep up and not have a second half where they kill themselves. You see Coach Johnson saying they shouldn't have to be their own worst enemy, and I think that's one thing that occurs, especially when you're trying to get as many wins before Big Ten play. And they also weathered the storm. Edey got in foul trouble super early. Like I said last year during the tournament, that would have made them nervous. This year they stepped up. Fletcher stepped in, had 27 big points. Braden Smith controlled the game really, really well, but they identified themselves without Edey, and that's important early on. Absolutely, and I think it's going to be a half-court game. So when it's coming down to it, you have to make sure your players are ready to step up and make the right type of plays. I think down the stretch, they help them come back in regards to giving too many live ball turnovers.
Rick Pizzo, joined now by Rafael Davis, Evan Turner. Evan, 56 of those 89 for Indiana come on the inside. We knew Khalil Ware would be a difference maker defensively. He has been terrific on the offensive end, and on Thursday got a lot of help from Malik Reneau.
No, absolutely. That front court did a lot of great business for him for the second game in a row. Obviously, we're starting to see their front court is what's going to win it for them. Not only did Malik Reneau do a great job of getting close to a double-double, but he had 5 assists. They've been working it great with the high-low and, manufacturing some points. It's almost automatic every time they go into the post, which has been amazing. And when it's coming down to playing Big Ten basketball, anytime you have 2 good bigs, you're in a great position. And you add on Trey Galloway, what he was able to do. Now it's just getting the offense and the guard play to click at the same time. No, absolutely. I think when it came down to it, the last 10 minutes, 11 minutes of the game, I think Minnesota wished they could have that back. They played such a great basketball. My guy Kendall Shell from Outside the Barn podcast said, buy stock in Minnesota basketball right now. I was about to, it was too soon. One thing that kind of, throws me off that, kind of makes you upset in this sense is you said Dawson Garcia needs to have the basketball. Being a senior, as much talent that he has to be more assertive to go close out that game. That's his gym. Big Ten Player of the Week. He has NBA talent. For it to land on Cam Christie's hands or to be, I think the next step that comes from that group is to be more vocal. And Dawson has to really step up and, like we said, with that leadership role, say what he wants, knows what he wants. And when it comes down to that, it's not about the X's and O's, it's about the Jimmies and Joes. Yeah, definitely. I'm looking forward to the Purdue-Arizona game. That's going to be super cool. I'm a big Caleb Love fan, so I'm looking forward to him seeing what he can do.
He's been through a lot.
He's been through a lot, and he's also a national champion. So, at the end of the day, he's battle-tested. I think Arizona has one of the best backcourts in the country, and it's always good to see the Big Ten's best represent us the right way. I second what Robbie says, because at the end of the day, you're talking about your backup guy that was just on scout team. Like for 2 weeks, so that means he wasn't even close to playing in regards to Booker. Now we're discussing 2 big men playing, high major basketball, 2 points, 3 rebounds. Like, if you can't get it from the bench, you got to get it from within. It's just unacceptable. And to follow up with the dire times, it's still an early season. Both teams, even though it's a must-win game, it's killing people's, momentum. But, being down 0-2, it's 18 more games in the Big Ten. So hopefully, we can. The other teams can bounce back and push it into, the right place. I think this win is also going to allow to set the standard. We just said last week, if Minnesota didn't beat them, we were talking about Nebraska in a completely different light. But they came out here, handled business, beat, a top 5 team, obviously. Not the same team, but still a dominant team. They're at home in Lincoln, Nebraska, rocking. I mean, right now, 1-1, Nebraska's one of the teams to really be looking forward to, especially how they finished down the stretch. In the second half, like we talked about, it was tight in the second half, and they came out, they stopped turning the ball over, and they started making more shots. And then you started seeing all 6 players get into double digits. And like I said, they imposed their will, and it was over halfway through.